Hello, legends. Welcome back to another watch party. It is the Nets taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. We are back for game 30. Hope you had a good Christmas. Had a little bit of a break, a bit of time to just relax and, take the pressure off yourselves if you were having busy lives and whatnot. We have another game, though. It is time to get back into Nets basketball. And the first game after Christmas is against Milwaukee. This is going to be, well, initially you would have circled it on the calendar and you would have banked this in as a loss, probably by default. Because we had a pretty good match against them a couple weeks ago. But this match right here, probably Milwaukee are in some pretty good form. You would have penciled that in as a win. Now, it gets a little bit more interesting, though, because we are coming up against a Milwaukee side without Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo, because both of them have potentially picked up food poisoning on Christmas Day because they are both out with illness. So maybe they've got a stomach bug. Maybe they've got a cold. Maybe they've got a headache. I don't know. But it is enough to see them on the sidelines. And so the Nets potentially can capitalize against a short-handed Milwaukee team who, as you can see by their starting lineup, are definitely looking a lot less talented on the court today. So they will start with Rollins, Jackson, Middleton, Portis, and Lopez. The Nets have the same five as they did the other day. Zach, welcome to the stream, buddy. I got a Cam Thomas rookie jersey. That is what do you mean a rookie jersey? Are we talking from his rookie year? Are we talking from when he was in college? Are we talking about, what are we talking about here? Because I'm interested to hear what that is referring to, actually. We have got some interesting things to note from the game that occurred a couple days ago. We played Miami, and in that game, we scored 57 points in the first half. It was tied, or not tied, but might as well have been heading into halftime. And then the Heat took hold, and not from an offensive standpoint. They only scored 52 points in the second half, but the Nets only tacked on 38 second half points. And that resulted in basically the difference in the game. I mean, the Nets really struggled for offensive output. There were some all right contributions in there, but for the most part, there wasn't anything too prolific. I don't think any Net scored 20 points the other day. Cam Johnson and Clowney scored 19 each, which of course is a really good sign from the perspective of, Noah Clowney's a young guy. He's been a bit inconsistent. His three-point shooting in recent games has been a little bit off. But it was good to see him hit 40% of his threes on 10 attempts. Cam Thomas is still out. But Cam Johnson scored another 19 on pretty good efficiency. But I think the main issue was the fact that Claxton and Day'Ron Sharpe, they combined for 4 of 16 shooting as centers, and they combined for 7 offensive rebounds. So that's really telling you a lot about how many buckets they scored off offensive rebounds. It really wasn't that many, even though they were generating those chances. Ben Simmons had a really good first half against Miami. The reason the Nets scored 57 first half points was the fact that Ben had 8 assists, and he was a really key piece of how the Nets were operating in the second half. When his impact diminished, the Nets' impact diminished, and the scoring dried up. So I think from a Ben standpoint, he needs to assert himself more often. That's no secret, and I feel like we bring it up on the regular. Keon Johnson wasn't too bad. He scored 15 as a starter, and that's probably one of his better performances of the season. And then Tyrese Martin off the bench shot 4 of 5 from deep. He scored 14 in the game. But really, outside of the names I've mentioned in Keon Johnson, Cam Johnson, Noah Clowney, and Tyrese Martin, there is not much shooting that we really saw. Shake Milton went 1 of 8. We talked about the centers going 4 of 16, and Ben Simmons only the 2-shot attempts after some really good form in the last few games. Yeah, that was never going to be enough to win a game. So it could be really interesting to see whether or not the Nets actually put up a fight today. I think, well, granted, every single time we play Milwaukee, one of Middleton, Portis, or Lopez usually have a big match, and that's what they're going to need. That's what they're going to need ultimately to win this game today from a Milwaukee perspective. So I don't know. I'm really interested to see how both the Nets and the Bucks cope, because this is not going to be. This is the definition of a mid-off, really. I think that's probably the most accurate way to put it. But we're probably pretty close to getting things underway. The Nets are 11 and 18. The Milwaukee Bucks are 16 and 12. Of course, they started 2 and 9, but they have picked up form very, very well and very, very quickly. So they haven't really taken too much of a dent in the loss column, as opposed to a team like the Sixers. They were able to sort of wrestle it back a little bit earlier than the Sixers have, who are still well in the negative. But they have won 6 of their last 7 games, the Milwaukee Bucks. They lost to the Cavaliers in that stretch, and then just before that, they lost to the Celtics. So they've had a couple heavy 7-game, or, well, in this case, 6 from 7, but they also had a 7-game win streak, separated by a couple of losses either side. So, look, they're in some really good form, but they are missing quite a lot of talent today. So I think that's where the intrigue arises for this matchup. The last game they played was against Chicago. They've had a couple of easier matches in recent memory. They've beaten the Bulls, they've beaten the Wizards, but they did also beat the Thunder in the in-season tournament, and they did beat the Hawks and the Magic, who are no joke as well. So they've definitely knocked off some worthy opponents. The last game they played against Chicago, they did not have Giannis or Dame either. And in that game, they were very controlling. They were up 16 at quarter time and basically maintained that ascendancy for the rest of the game. Portis had 19, Middleton and Lopez with 21, Gary Trent off the bench with 14, and AJ Green with 10. That was where the bulk of the scoring was. 42% from the field, or from 3, should I say. The Bulls went at 21%, and they love to shoot the 3 ball. So that is where the Bucks were able to get the W. And I feel like it very, very well could be a similar vibe with the Nets. The Bulls in the previous Bucks game only had 12 free throws, and they, of course, as I just said, shot 10 of 48 and had quite a few turnovers. So there is going to be, well, plenty of potential for the Nets to win, but they're going to need to shoot the ball well from 3 and get to the free throw line. They did well at holding Miami accountable in the first half the other day, but like many other things in the second half, that all went to shit. So, I mean, we're going to need to see this team stand up and be a little bit more assertive in this game, I think. So, hopefully, the Nets provide something a little bit different to what they delivered in the last game. We're just about to get this one underway. We've also got a game coming up against Victor Wembanyama. That is not going to be fun, because that guy is just on an absolute tear. And so I think he'll be an absolute nuisance to deal with, but regardless, we worry about what is presented before us right now. And in case you missed the starting lineup, Simmons, Johnson squared, Clowney and Claxton, the 5 on the floor for the Nets. Rollins, Jackson, Middleton, Portis, and Lopez all get the start for Milwaukee. This Boxing Day matchup is now underway. That is the worst jump ball I've ever seen. I don't even think it left the referee's hand. So it's going to reset. And we'll have to start this one all over again in a little bit of an untraditional fashion. Ben Simmons will get the ball after Claxton wins the tip, and the Nets are going to waste no time, and Clowney hits the three immediately, wasting zero time. Johnson with the steal off the rip. Clowney's going to not shoot it again. He had a window of opportunity for that to occur. Claxton, man in the middle. He's going to look for a handoff. It's Johnson. Claxton rolled. The pocket pass was well read by Rollins, who nearly had his heel on the sideline, but it's okay. Middleton on the perimeter now, guarded by Claxton. They will get into their first offensive set, and Lopez is forced into a jump ball. So Keon Johnson with a good couple of defensive possessions here. First, doesn't even let the ball go to the other end of the court for Milwaukee, and then forces a tie-up when he's trapped in the interior on Lopez. It's fair to say that Johnson is giving up a few inches in the height department, but he does have springs and a good vertical, so maybe he is going to win this jump ball and surprise a few people. So Lopez feels like he's in concrete, and yeah, Johnson's got springs. So this is going to be an interesting jump ball. Good competition there by Keon Johnson, but the Bucks still get a better piece, and they will have the possession here. Middleton's going to drive and shoot a fadeaway two, and he makes the two on the baseline. That's a tough shot, and without Giannis and Dame, they're going to need to be inventive. Clowney just passed up a fucking layup to kick it out. He didn't realize the space he had, and Jackson scores through contact on Simmons. That is absolutely ridiculous that Noah Clowney passed that up. Simmons picks up his dribble and scores the little push shot after Portis was caught under the basket. So good assertion there by Ben Simmons, with Lopez not in the paint early enough there. Middleton back on the outside, the drive in, kick out to Portis, and he stood on the sideline. So we have a couple stoppages here early in the game. The Bucks have turned it over a couple of times, and I don't think Doc Rivers will be too happy with the way they have started in that respect. 1.5 minutes in. A couple of turnovers for Milwaukee. The Nets lead 5-4 early on. It's Cam Johnson guarded by Jackson. They look like doppelgangers. Claxton back to Cam Johnson. Stops at the elbow and hands it out back to Noah Clowney. Johnson wants the screener. Won't use it. Claxton just passed up. Oh my God, he's passed up an open three to shoot an incredibly contested tough two. And that doesn't pan out the way we wish. Portis, oh my goodness. He was nearly put on the SportsCenter social media page. I don't even know if SportsCenter do the highlights these days, but Portis was fouled on a poster attempt, and so it will be free throws here. I believe Keon Johnson's hit with the personal, and that's a sensible foul to commit, as long as you're not getting posterized, but I mean, it nearly happened. Portis at the line to shoot two, and he makes the first, although the camera did a shocking job of actually showing the outcome there. Portis makes the first. The second free throw is imminent, and this free throw coming up now is good. So Portis on the board early. Middleton the same. Simmons will drive in on Portis, and he is well short on the runner attempt. Didn't get into the body of Lopez, and so the shot attempt was heavily affected. Now Middleton will back down Johnson, get in the paint. Knock away by Claxton. That's a good steal. The Nets have the numbers. Ben will pass to Johnson. Layup. He's blown the layup. Claxton is going to shoot with the left hand, and he scores the hook shot right there to get the Nets back up by 1. 7-6, 2.5 gone first quarter. It's Portis who will hand out to Middleton, who had that handle knocked away as well. So the Nets being incredibly disruptive. Lopez back to Middleton, pulls up for two. Nope, he's forced into a pass, and Lopez will pull it from three and hit. 9-7. 3 minutes gone. That's the first three-pointer of the match for the Bucks. And the Nets respond with their second three-pointer through Cam Johnson, who's on the board for the first time tonight. Fluent-looking Jay. Middleton. No room to step back for two. And then Ben Simmons reads the pass, gets the steal. Claxton is the trailer. However, he holds things up. Will back down Portis, but he's held up. Simmons gets into the paint, picks up his dribble, shoots, and doesn't get it to go. That's not a bad shot, but you'd love to see that go down. Middleton is going to back down Johnson again. Gets to within 10 feet of the basket, and he gets the soft bounce on the rim. +1, 11-10 Bucks. Middleton's been getting into the mid-range early. I'm not really a fan of that matchup. With all the size we've got on the court, surely Johnson v. Middleton is not the best matchup that we can get. Looks like there'll be a sub early. And it's Jalen Wilson in the game with a new look. He is, I believe, not rocked braids at all in his NBA career, but here he is today, sporting a new look after Christmas. Braids replacing braids. Keon Johnson also will go to the bench with braids on. So no free throw converted there by Chris Middleton. Ben is looking to be fairly assertive early on in this game. What the fuck are you doing? Clowney was going to cut to the basket. Ben Simmons thought he was going to sit on the perimeter, and it was just a lack of communication there. Those are the turnovers that really piss you off as a supporter. Oh my God. And then he's just allowed a backdoor cut. That's incredibly poor by Noah. Multiple times he's looked a little bit timid in this game. I mean, blew a layup or passed up an open layup before. Wilson, Clowney's going to shoot a three. Can he redeem himself? He does. Ties the game at 13 apiece. Three-pointer number 2 for Clowney. So, I mean, that's a good start on the offensive side of the ball, but this defense is where it really needs to be cleaned up. Portis the turnaround, that's off. Rebound Claxton, bounce pass to Simmons, who will facilitate as he always does. Hand off to Johnson, guarded by Jackson. Screen set by Simmons, and that'll be utilized. Johnson, no look to Claxton, who shoots in the mid-range, and he hits. 15-13. Clax on the board. And I tell you what, that jumper looks pretty good. I don't know why he doesn't shoot more mid-range Jays if he knows that he's got that ability. What have we got to lose? Portis, the runner? Nope. Rebound assisted to Wilson. Simmons will push. Back out to Wilson. Hand off to Cam Johnson. Offense has looked pretty good early. Claxton at the elbow. Wilson. Clax was the roller, and it opened up Johnson for 3. That's off, and it's going to be off the Milwaukee Bucks. I expect a timeout here, and that's what we're going to get at the 6:42 mark of the first quarter. The Nets lead by 2. It's been pretty back and forth to start things out. So, I'm not too mad about where we're currently at with the situation. The box score is painting a pretty picture for the Nets on the offensive side. We've got, 3 3-pointers, and we've also shot the ball at 6 of 11 shooting. The Bucks are at a pretty similar mark. They've hit a 3. They've been to the free throw line. That is the only real knock you could probably give to the Nets, alongside their inability to look after the basketball. Claxton's scored 4 and had 3 rebounds. Clowney's got 6, and Cam Johnson has hit a 3-pointer and also had an assist, having made 1 of his 2 shots. And then Ben Simmons with a couple assists to go with his 2 points. He's got a steal, but he's got a turnover, and it sort of cancels each other out. Milwaukee have gotten some good scoring out of Middleton early, and Bobby Portis, who has been to the free throw line for a trip. Lopez hitting a 3 early as well. I think it's going to be really interesting what their bench minutes produce, because there are some capable NBA players on the bench. Namely, I'm looking at Trent, Prince, Wright, Connaughton, and AJ Green. They don't really have that many bigs, though. I think that's going to be the interesting part here, because the Nets they've got Day'Ron Sharpe on their bench, and I feel like Day'Ron could be an asset because they don't really have anyone notably that tall. And so I feel like Day'Ron can cook in that scenario with a lack of size for the Bucks. Then again, I could be completely wrong. And you know what? It would be a very Nets thing to do to not be able to capitalize on that. Anyway, we're still in this little break here. If you are enjoying the stream so far, make sure to drop a like. Don't forget to do that. Support the channel and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Spurs tomorrow. That should be a really good game, a good fun watch. Even though Victor Wembanyama is an absolute pain in the ass to deal with, he is probably the future face of the league. He had a 42-point, 15 or 18 rebound game the other day against the Knicks. It was actually pretty crazy that they lost, mainly because Mikal Bridges decided to score 40, but he's still box office regardless, and I think even though he's not all that fun to come up against, he's a very entertaining player, so you can sort of marvel at just the inhumane ability he's got. No real change here for the Nets out of the timeout. Claxton, another deep two, and that was nearly a wedgie. Johnson gets the offensive rebound. Claxton is going to pass it to Johnson. Body bump. Gets inside. The wraparound was read by Portis. There's a steal. Clowney's the only man back. Acceleration by Rollins. Ben didn't even fucking contend the layup. Shocking sequence there for the Nets. Allowing such an easy 2 after conceding a turnover out of the timeout. You do not like to see that at all. 15 apiece. Cam Johnson picks up his dribble. Claxton looking for the handoff. There is Johnson. Good roll. Claxton. What? Where was the foul? I cannot believe that was not considered a foul. It's a 5-on-4 momentarily. Clowney does a great job of getting in the passing lane, and then it went off Portis simultaneously. It's going to be Nets ball. How on earth is that not a foul? I actually can't believe they've not called that. Anyway, play will resume with, a half of the first quarter to play. Clowney, another three over the outstretched arm of Middleton. He hits again. That is tray number 3. He has only missed one tray. And so Clowney's looking really good offensively, picking up where he left off. Lopez gets the 2 to go with the right hand. We pretty easily let them get to their spot. Oh! Oh! CJ! Oh my goodness, the poster on Lopez. He's looking a little bit worse for wear getting up, and Lopez is first to double check if he's okay. Lopez is one of the nicer guys in the league. That is filthy though. Ouch. He landed on the left. Oh my goodness. Ben getting us into the offense early. Jackson was napping, and that allowed the runway for Johnson. That is a huge dunk and an even harder landing. So Johnson at the free throw line is all good to go with 5 minutes to play here in this first quarter, 20-17. That is disgusting, that jam. And he capitalizes by converting the 3-point play. It is 21-17. Milton's into the match for the first time. He's had a couple stinkers. He's guarding Rollins on this possession. Sharpe is also into the game, guarding Portis, who will get it here. Prince on the wraparound. I swear he traveled. He drives in and puts up a shocking layup. And there is a fucking foul. Are you taking the fucking piss, bro? That was the worst layup attempt I've ever seen, and they've rewarded him with a foul call. So Prince is going to go to the free throw line. Please tell me where the fucking foul is. Prince bricks the first free throw. AJ Green's into the contest for the first time today. They're going to play a lot of small ball, so I'm interested to see if the Nets counter that, or they just play taller and attack the interior. That's going to be my real question here. Prince misses both. We got to get the rebound, and we don't. Typical. Absolutely typical. Cross court to Rollins. Why is he open for three? It's off. Oh my God. Put back Jackson Jam. That was filthy. And we're going to call a timeout because 2 consecutive possessions right there, not being able to secure rebounds. Where is the box out on this? Where's the box out? It's just fucking pathetic. They're all planted. They're all ball watching, and no one's actually willing to body up a man. That's 2 consecutive possessions, or it's all on the same end. That's incredibly frustrating. So 21-19, but not, not the way you want to go into a timeout. I mean, we love the jam. We love the jam by Cam Johnson, but that was a shocking box out attempt by him. Alrighty. If you are enjoying, make sure to show your support, drop a like, and subscribe if you're new. We're back here tomorrow, so if you want to remain notified as to when I go live, make sure to make sure to do that. Alrighty. This is a pretty decent showing at the moment, though, all things considered. I mean, the 21 points is a reason for optimism, given we only dropped 95 points the other day. But then again, we did score nearly 60 in that opening half, and then just, shat that good first half performance up the wall. Alrighty. So 21-19. And around the grounds, there's some good games going on. There's some Cellar Dweller matchups. Overall, there's fair bit of action going on around the league. That's for sure. Alrighty. So, wow, Cam Johnson has made 91 threes in the first 30 games of the season. That is the... Oh, hang on a second. He's made 91 threes, including tonight in 29 games. If he hits 7 threes, he would have hit... Or 7 threes by the end of next game. From now, he will have an equal franchise high. Which is sort of crazy. That's just how good he's been. We've got to inbound the ball and we get it into Milton. So the 5 on the floor right now is Milton, Johnson, that's Keon Johnson, Wilson, Sharp, and Martin. This is a terrorism lineup here. We cannot make shots for our life with this lineup because they're all trash. Johnson's going to shoot a 3 and airball it just to reinforce my idea. Sharp's going to shoot the 2 and be short on it. I mean, he's just got to get into the body of Portis, mate. Look how big you are. We're going to allow an open 3 here, aren't we? Portis steps into it and he misses. Against the Nets, he usually makes those. Johnson, given the room, he's going to shoot again and he's going to be allowed to shoot it again because he missed it that badly the first time. Sharp can't get the offensive rebound. It is going to go the Bucks' way as it's knocked out of bounds. This is where the offense is going to fall off. We need to get high percentage looks. Stop shooting the fucking 3 ball. Beautiful roll there for Portis. There was no resistance again. I mean, Wilson at the 4. We might as... Oh my God, that was a shocking pass too. Johnson's getting pressed here by Prince. Wilson, the drive in. Weaves through. Out to Keon Johnson. Skip pass to Martin. That's a great look. And he misses. Sharp somehow can't get the offensive rebound. I mean, he had the positioning. Here's the pass to Trent, who's in the game. This is going to be tough minutes right here. That is a shocking pass. Johnson collects in the open floor. We go for the lob, and Martin blows the layup. There's a foul going up, though. I don't know where that foul was. I mean, we had the follow as well up for grabs. It will be free throws, though. I believe it is going to be Martin shooting the pair at the line. Let's have a look. There's the lob. There's the layup. That is the softest foul I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a Nets supporter. That's just an absolutely nothing call. I cannot believe they've called that. So Martin's going to get a couple free throws here, and he makes the first one to give the Nets the lead, albeit the slimmest lead you could possibly have. DeLon Wright checks in for the first time tonight. Ryan Rollins heads to the bench. 3 minutes to play. We're basically watching a G League match right now, with the talent out there. Martin's second free throw is also good. So I believe those were the second and third free throws for the Nets. They've made all three. Portis to Wright, who goes down the middle of the lane. Kick out to Prince. Tough three. It's off. Got to get the rebound. Johnson collects. That was a really unconvincing attempt at a rebound, but we do have it. We move. Martin gets inside. Wilson will shoot the three, and he misses. Dayron nearly had it, but an extra bounce on the rim meant he mistimed his jump. Wright looking for a pass. Gives it to Trent. Step back. Deep two. Tough shot. I mean, that's just the scorer's move right there. And he ties the game at 23. Here is Wilson. Hand off to Martin. Lost his defender, and he just traveled. Or carried it. That was the biggest hesitation I've ever seen in my life. Couldn't have made it any more obvious, and it is going to be a turnover. So this is really frustrating for me in this opening quarter, because I feel like we'd have a much more... Well, we'd have a sound lead if we could just look after the damn basketball. Right? Not much spacing there on the wing. They're all crammed in a corner. They give it out to Portis and attack the open side. It's Green on the move. He misses. Rebound snatched away by Martin, who obviously wants his stats to go up. Wilson, going to drive on Green. Got to attack the mismatch. Sharp is not interested in shooting a three ball. Back out to Wilson with 10 to shoot. Drive in. Shot. Didn't get the whistle. Rebound by Portis. We do need to get back. Prince, well knocked away by Milton. That would have been an open three for the Bucks if that hand didn't get in there, because the Nets still hadn't gotten back. It was a 4-on-3. Portis on the outside is going to hand out to Wright. And there's the moving screen. And there is another turnover. This has not been the prettiest of starts, even though we've had a fair bit of scoring. Or enough scoring, I guess, to be ample enough. I don't even know. I just lost my train of thought, because I was too busy looking at the Squid Game outfits in the crowd. Obviously, I think that's come out today, actually, that series. Milton gets inside. Planted the pivot foot. Shot the two. It's badly off. Dayron... Can you make a fucking two on an offensive rebound? This is ridiculous. 4 minutes, we haven't scored a field goal. This fucking bench is garbage. There's a three for Prince, and there's another miss. No one wants to score the ball. Martin's going to push. And the Nets can hold for a 2-for-1 here. It's actually a miracle we're tied, because this bench has been in way, way, way too long. Milton, one-on-one with Green. He's going to drive in, body bump, foul, and whistle. And it will be 2 shots here for Shake at the 33-second mark of this first quarter. So while the Nets have basically missed every field goal for the last 4.5 minutes ever since the bench came in. This team somehow could lead. Reece Beekman's checking into the game for, I would assume, defense to end off this first quarter. Bit of a strange decision. I don't know who's coming off. It's Keon Johnson. I believe Derek Whitehead's available, but he doesn't look to be or seem to be getting a look in either. I just find it really puzzling we're playing 5 bench players all at the same time. I mean, that is a tanker's lineup if I've ever seen one, by the way. Ball's inbounded. Beekman's going to play defense in the backcourt on DeLon Wright. There's the switch. Portis up top. Hands it back to Wright, who goes downhill. Extra to Gary Trent. Beautiful look. And they make another 2 in the mid-range. I mean, that's not easy. It's definitely a lot easier than it looks. We've got about 10 seconds now to get a shot off here. Beekman's going to facilitate. He's going to drive in. There's the kick out. It's an open 3 for Milton, and he is badly off. He gets his own miss and gets it to go with 0.1. That's an unconventionally good use of the clock. Prince gets one up. That's not in time, and that is going to end the first quarter. Milton just cannot buy a bucket in recent games, but that'll be a nice one to see go through. Quarter time here, though, the lead is 27-25 the Nets' way. And I wouldn't say the final 4.5 minutes was anything reminiscent of a good basketball team, but yet we still lead and have been subjected to minimal damage. As you can see, most of the scoring has come from the starting lineup. Cam Johnson with a conventional 3 and then a poster, jam, and 1 to account for all 6 of his points. And he's been pretty solid. The 2 turnovers aside, we've had probably too many turnovers for my liking in this opening quarter. 4 threes converted. The Nets are not shooting it that greatly. The Bucks have actually, well, they're 11 of 19, which is a very good mark. They've only hit the 1 3, though, and their free throw shooting has left a lot on the table. Prince missing 2 free throws, Middleton missing an and 1 opportunity. And look, they've had 6 less shots. They've had 7 opening quarter turnovers. I think that's the real saving grace for the Nets in a game where they're already turning it over themselves and they're missing a lot of shots. I think they would have started pretty well, at least a lot better than what the 9 of 25 shooting would now indicate. Definitely a lot of time to wrestle it back, but this has not been an idealistic start, I would say. If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well. If you are new, we are back tomorrow for Net Spurs. So if you want to remain tuned, make sure to like and subscribe. What's good? Happy holidays to you too, my friend. Is Cam Thomas back? No, but he is on the verge. I would like to assume. I'd say he's pretty close. I'm going to say probably within the next week. I reckon he won't come back till the new year. But then again, they could rush him back. That would make 0 sense, though, for a team that's tanking and is in no rush to win whatsoever. So So 27-25 the score. Second quarter underway. And it looks like Cam Johnson's back in the game with Claxton. I swear they ran this lineup to open the second quarter last game as well. Prince the drive in, blew the layup, and it's gone out of hands. It's going to be Bucks ball here. That was a pretty unclean offensive set, and then everything after was much the same. They're going to look for AJ Green off the inbounds, which is a bit of a strange one. That's a very risky pass into Prince. Right at the logo. Right, cross court to Green in the corner. Shoots a 3 over Martin, no hesitation. It rattles out. The board by Cam Johnson. And the Nets will look to get this out to a 2-possession game. Screen set by Claxton. Drive in, picked up his dribble. The kick out to Wilson. He's not shy. And that three is a bad miss. Well short on the three. Rebound by Green. Knock away by Milton. Martin gets the steal. Lob. Claxton. Oh my God. How was there no fucking foul? A bit of pinball in the paint there, because that was a shocking lob to Claxton. He was nowhere near well positioned to get it, but the heads up play to knock it back into the paint as he was falling out of bounds, and the Nets were fortuitous. DeLon Wright steps into a three and airballs it. So it's fair to say that the 3-point shooting has well and truly not rocked up here for the Milwaukee Bucks. They've still only made 1 3 for the entire game. Nets up by 4 and an opportunity for more. Here's Claxton. The handoff was initially intended for Johnson. Wilson has an open look. He's missed another fucking three. This guy is just... I don't know what's happened to his shooting in the last, 5 or 6 games, because it's fallen off a fucking cliff. Prince finally hits a tray and does what Jalen Wilson has not been able to do about 3 or 4 times already in this match. Are you fucking kidding me? How do we fluff an inbounds pass, mate? That is really poor. That's really poor. To turn the ball over as carelessly as you just did, and then you concede a score as easily as you just did off one pass. It's fucking abysmal. 30-29 the score. Milton out to Cam Johnson. Pass to Martin on the wing. Back down. Changes direction. Gets right in the paint. Blows another layup. There's a rebound for Trent. The amount of layups we have missed in this game is just incredible to me. Lopez is going to get an open look. He's blitzed. Green the extra to right. They'll be happy for him to shoot that. He doesn't want to shoot it, but Prince is open in the opposite corner, and it's another practice shot, and they're up by 4. They've scored the last 8 in the game. If you can't make layups, you can't make threes, well, you're just going to look like shit. And that's how the Nets have looked in the last couple of possessions here. Not a pretty sight at all. Let me just say that. This bench is just next level garbage right now. Next level garbage. I mean, it's not even defensible. I personally cannot stick up for my ball club when they are when they're playing this garbage. It's just incredible. Alrighty. Okay. So Milwaukee had only hit 1 3 in the first quarter. Taurean Prince has hit 2 of them in the second. And that's what's funded this 8-2 start here in the second quarter. So the Nets probably just need a little bit of a wake-up call. I mean, this really says it all for me, though. If we look back at the box score, I'm looking at the bench points right now, and let me see how many there actually are. 4 to Milton, 2 to Martin, 2 to Wilson. That's 8, and that's it. You got 8 bench points, and how long have they been on? I mean, Jalen Wilson has been on the court for 10 minutes and shot 1 of 5. That's a recipe for disaster, to be honest. I mean, I don't know why he's been on the court for 10 consecutive minutes. He came on so early in the contest. That just seems like it shouldn't be allowed. Alrighty. So, at the restart, the Nets are down by 4. Led at quarter time, of course. I'd love to see who's actually had more share of the lead in this game. Why is Wilson still out there, for fuck's sake? 10 minutes on the court in a row. And he's just chucking up bricks. Milton nearly lost the ball. Then well, it's going to end up being a jump ball. Nope, he's just lost the ball. He had it snatched away from him. Cross court to Prince. Trent on the wing, guarded by Claxton on the outside. Just another letdown of a possession off a timeout. Like, the amount of times that's occurred in recent times is quite crazy to me. Milton, beautiful, and is able to muscle his way through and get rid of the defender. Scores the uncontested 2. The lead's back down to 2. And we're 3 and a bit minutes gone here in this second quarter. It's Green. They're looking for Prince. They will get it to Lopez instead on the far side. Trent will drive in down the middle. Shoot with the right hand. No whistle. Rebound for Lopez, and he scores with the right hand. Another letdown of a possession. Like, we did not do this on the other end when Dayron was on the court and Portis was out there. Like, Clax, man, you got to be boxing out. Sacrifice your own rebound to benefit the team. Martin's deep 3 is off. Lopez fends with the off arm to get the rebound with the other hand. It's a 4-point game. Green is blitzed. Lopez thinks about the 3. Oh my God. That is an incredibly long distance 3 to get the lead up to 7, their largest of the game. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous, to be honest. Johnson, the acceleration. Oh my God. Holy shit! Lopez somehow anticipated the alley-oop and blocked Claxton while he was up there. That's fucking incredible. First hits the deep tray and then blocks the alley-oop as it is occurring. It's not one of those ones where you anticipate the pass mid-transit. That had already reached the man. Sharp is now in the game as Clax is now embarrassed. Ben with the lob jam. There we go. Good feed by Martin. Simmons with his second basket. Middleton's back in. Why is Green so open? Luckily, he is not on his A game and he misses. Rebound by Martin. Handed to Ben. Wilson was walking a tightrope on the baseline, nearly fumbled the ball out of bounds, tried to get it to Johnson. However, it was well read. Noah Clowney will check back in. He's made 3 threes in this game so far, and he actually is the high man for the Nets scoring-wise. I just don't understand why Wilson is still out there, mate. He's been a heavy net negative. Here he is again, shooting another 3. And he misses again. What is the point of him being out there? What is the point of him being out there for this long? 38-33. 7-10 to play. The Nets have not made a 3 here in the second quarter. The Bucks have made 3 threes. That's why they lead. Lopez on the outside. Simmons is out there with Clowney and Sharp, so a bit of size. Wright drives in, the kick out to Lopez. Why is he open again? He hits another tray. You are just gifting him opportunities to hit these outside shots. There's absolutely no resistance. Here's a Johnson response. Nope. And Sharp yet again. He's got to get his positioning right because he's under the basket every single time with the positioning. Here he is again. Oh my God. Are we fucking taking the piss, bro? Look how far out he is. He might as well be on the Nets bench at the other end of the court and he'll still hit it. Lopez has hit 3 trays in a row, and that is the only reason this lead is where it's at. I mean, what has he scored? He scored 18 fucking points, bro. 18 in the game already. Oh my fucking God, mates. Like, we're not even... The problem is with someone that tall, you can't really mess with their, like... You can sort of mess with their trajectory and interrupt them, but in terms of them actually getting a shot off, you can't really do much about it. Like, because of how high his release point is. But we've just got to body this guy up, man. He's just taking shots at will. He's hit 4 threes, man. The Bucks are now 6 of 14. They were 1 of 6 at quarter time, and they missed a couple early on. I reckon they've made 5 of their last 6. Prince has been helpful in helping that scoring as well. I mean, it's literally only Prince and Lopez who have hit the threes. The Nets have not made a 3 in the meantime, and they're shooting the ball like trash. And that really just tells you all you need to know. I mean, Keon Johnson, 0 of 4. Jalen Wilson, 1 of 6. Day'Ron Sharpe, 0 of 2. Why has Wilson played 13 consecutive minutes? That just is... I don't even understand that from any standpoint. Logistically, it makes 0 sense. We're getting outscored 19-6 in the quarter. What a fucking surprise that is. Playing the shittest bench lineup I've ever seen in my life. Goodness gracious me. So, I mean, this is what we are. Well, I didn't ask for it, but this is what the people said, or the people spoke, and they got what they wanted. Alrighty. So, right now, the Nets are down 11. If you are enjoying the stream, all things considered, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new as well. We're back in 24 hours for Nets Spurs. So if that is something that interests you, make sure to subscribe and also like the stream. It helps us out for pushing it into the algorithm and whatnot, because usually that's not the case. Alrighty. So we've got Simmons, Clowney. Why is Wilson still on the court, man? Oh my God, he's been out there for the whole fucking game. Just doing cardio, mates. Here he is now, drive in, kick out to Johnson. Here's an open 3, and he airballed the shot. Fucking hell, man. This is just pathetic. Green on the perimeter. Across to Middleton. Drive in, back down. Over his head to DeLon Wright, who airballs the 3, and now everything's back to normal. We get it ahead to Clowney, gets inside, layup is good. I thought that was going to bounce out knowing our luck, but Clowney does well to convert the fast break opportunity. That's a shocking pass. They were trying to feed Lopez in the paint. Claxton was in the way. Leaves it to the trailer, which is Claxton. And there is a blocking foul. And Middleton looks a little bit worse for wear. Claxton's going to shoot a pair at the line. Middleton was, well, he wasn't, he didn't beat Claxton to the spot, that's for sure. And it'll be 2 free throws here for Clax. Oh, that's also glad to see everything else being normal with the world. Claxton missing free throws. That's something that never changes. So Wilson finally sits after having like a 15-minute stint on the court. That is the strangest decision. Given he has contributed 0 on offense for basically the whole time he's been out there. And the second for Claxton is also off. What a damn surprise that is. So we get absolutely nothing out of that opportunity. Rollins is back in. Portis is also in. Jackson's in. They've basically got their starters back out there. Portis We need to collapse our numbers. Porter shoots the 2 and rattles home the hook shot. I mean, there was just no help defense there, which is a bit strange considering who the personnel was. Lopez in the middle. Easy block, easy read. 4:52 to play here in this. Looks like there's going to be a timeout. And I think with that block right there, Lopez is 20th all time for blocks. I was not familiar with him that being an actual statistic. Just a block machine. Sort of poetic he's done it against his former ball club where he spent so many seasons. And I'm just getting a visual of the video now. Which is, of course, a very nice touch. Alrighty. So the Nets will get another crack, but Doc Rivers doing the common courtesy thing to recognize how much of a block machine Brook Lopez is. So 46-35 the scoreline. The Nets have tacked on 8 points the whole fucking quarter. In 7 minutes, bro. So ball's going to get inbounded here. Get it into Ben. The spacing is just so wacko. Here's Claxton. Ben, drive in. Layup. Nope. Rebound by Middleton. Early offense. Jackson, the layup. Oh my God. Where is the foul there? So we got 2 free throws here for Andre Jackson. I don't even think they've had attempts at the line in this quarter after having 4 or 5 of those in the first quarter. So here is Jackson. And that free throw looked shocking the minute he let it go. One more free throw for him here. And that one goes down. So they've had a mixed bag of results with the free throws in this game so far, Milwaukee. 4 and a bit minutes to play here in the opening half. Clax, just shoot the fucking ball. Look how much space you're given. Johnson 3. Knew he missed it. Up on the rim. Rebound secured by Brooklyn. In very unconventional circumstances, it went off the top of the backboard. Claxton goes inside and scores with the right hand. That was pretty looking. So finally, we actually get a 2 to go. It feels like the buckets have been very few and far between. Here's Rollins on the outside, who's going to drive inside. The layup is too easy. Fuck, I'd kill for an easy layup like that. Clowney, pump fake. Johnson. Over the shoulder to Clowney, who didn't shoot the 3. He's going to kick out to Claxton, who will try his luck. And that is an awful miss. Clowney with the pump fake. Extra to Johnson. He is wide open. And finally, we've got a shot that goes down from the outside. That's the first 3-point make of the second quarter. It's correlated with a shocking offensive return. Middleton gets inside. Numbers collapse. Lopez was open and also Rollins, but there was an illegal screen off the ball. And I don't agree with those either because I don't even think Portis was looking at the defensive player there. Noah Clowney went to the ground. The referee fell for it. On second glance, maybe I was a little bit too light on the opponent there. Will be Nets ball though. 49-40 the scoreline. Simmons will bring it forward. Couple off-ball screens being set here for Clowney. That's not used. Claxton in the middle. Beautiful for Ben Simmons. You love that play off the ball. Milwaukee miscommunicating on defense. Ben with the backdoor cut. It was well honored. And he could take as much time as he wanted. And the Nets nearly get a steal there. Clowney with the active hands. It was knocked out of bounds. Middleton's handle disrupted. 3 minutes to play here in this second quarter now. And it's only a 7-point game. So for the real struggle we've been facing, this is not a bad result, I think, for the first half. They feed Middleton on the wing. He's going to step back over Johnson and miss. Rebound needs to be collected. We do not, and Middleton's wide open. It just gets tiresome after a while. You have 5 plays in the fucking paint. You can't get a rebound. That's a shocking pass as well. The most easily anticipated lob attempt there. Prince in transition. That 3's good as well. Like, what a waste of time, bro. 1 of 9 in the quarter from 3 we are, and they are shooting 7 of 11. About 30 seconds ago, I said the lead didn't look that bad. And now it's, well, with that Johnson jumper down to 11. But seriously, man, cut out the 3s. That's going to be off. What? No, that's our ball. Fucking challenge that shit. Mate, that was off Milwaukee, bro. Simmons knocked it off his foot. How on earth is it not our ball? So clear. Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? How on earth did it go out? Oh my God, how did it go out off us? How have you said that? You can't fucking win anything, mate. They're looking for Portis. They find Jackson in the middle as numbers had their attention directed elsewhere. Here's Portis with 4 to shoot. He will score this turnaround jumper, or he'll get fouled, which just another bullshit foul as well. I'm not really sure what the fuck you want the defender to do there. He's fucking standing still. The defender has his arms raised straight up. Fucking offensive player just leans into him. It's just so tiresome. We just can't catch a break. This is a 4-point swing. We could have gone up the other end and cut it to single figures, but no. No, that'd be too easy. So, Portis is going to shoot 2. Just what an absolute gift. Milton's in the game. This is a bit puzzling. You know what? Yeah, get him in, because Keon Johnson's been a little bit of a... Well, I wouldn't say he's been the greatest player of all time in this first half, and that's putting it lightly. Portis makes both. It's a 13-point lead. Simmons gets it into Milton, and Simmons will bring it forward with, well, 90 seconds left here in this opening half. Can we just score a couple buckets without conceding, please? Johnson gets to the rim and scores for 2. That has not happened nearly enough in the first half. But those 2 points will count. And I will take those 2 points. Rollins. Going to use Portis here. Edge of the key. Trent. Bounce pass back into Portis. The cutter is Prince. They don't use him. He's got 3 to shoot. He shoots a 2-pointer. They're not even taking high-quality shots. They're taking mid-range 2-pointers, and I don't reckon they've missed one of them. Milwaukee are up by 13. Oh my fucking God, man. I can't even put the cuss words away. Just that is the second time in this game Ben's seen the man, hasn't unleashed the pass early enough, and then Clowney moves and Ben just throws it there anyway. And we're just throwing it to empty space and it's going out of bounds. Just ridiculously mistimed. Trent down the middle. Turnaround jumper. That's a shocking miss. And it's called a travel because Trent shot the ball, missed it, and then grabbed his own miss. So 59-46. I don't know how much time the Nets have here to get a 2-for-1. Ben may look to move it, but nope. It's going to take it nice and slow. And we will look for the best shot available. I don't know if that's even possible with the Nets these days. Johnson. Drive in. Lob. Beautiful. Beautiful Claxton tip in. And I don't know if it's a delay of game. The Nets will look to hold Milwaukee under 60 points on this final possession here in this opening half. So Jackson going to trigger in. And it's an offensive foul. Well, I did say we'd be looking to keep him under 60 points, and it looks like that's going to occur now. Rollins with the offensive foul. The push-off as he was trying to collect the inbounds ball. Yeah, that's an offensive foul. The arm thrust there is definitely reason for the referee to blow the whistle. Claxton fakes the handoff. We've got 7 to shoot, and we have done nothing with the possession. Johnson's going to shoot a 3, and oh my god, that's an absolute doozy of a play there by Andre Jackson. He's fouled Cam Johnson on the 3-point attempt. That's not good enough if you're looking at it from a Milwaukee perspective. Got into the landing room. And even more so because there was 4 seconds on the clock. There was no real reason to give us a bailout option. But here we are with 3 shots at the line, and the Bucks will have 4 seconds to get it up their end for an opportunity at a make. To get that lead back up to double figures, because I assume Cam Johnson will make one of the next 2. Although the commentary curse is live and real. So he very well could miss 2 in a row. But he makes. And so it's down to 9. And we have a change, which has Middleton come into the game. And Jackson sit. Cam Johnson with 1 more free throw to come here. 59-50. Here's the look. And it's good. Makes all 3. We get the maximum outcome. They got 4 seconds. Do not do anything stupid. Oh my god. That looked like that was going in. The trajectory was right there by Rollins, but unfortunately, they didn't get the luck that they probably wish they did. Halftime is here, and Milwaukee lead by 8. But I tell you what, the Nets have not... Well, look, they have done very well to remain within single figures here, because that that second quarter was out of a horror film. I mean, it's Christmas time, but this was something that's probably more relevant for Halloween. It was pretty scary, to be honest. They scored 34 points in the second quarter. For the Nets, it was looking dire. I mean, the Bucks started on a 19-6 run. Brook Lopez was the main pioneer of that run. In the opening 6 or 7 minutes of that second quarter. And so it really looked like we were going to go into this halftime break maybe down 15 or 16 points. It was very possible that could be the case. But despite that, the Nets fight back well with the starters, not the fucking second unit. The second unit have been awful in their minutes on the court. The starters have held their own, really. And that's what you'd expect against a Milwaukee team that doesn't have Dame or Giannis. Cam Johnson's had a really good game. I mean, this guy is just game after game showing up, producing efficient box score numbers. He's 4 of 6 from the field. He only has hit the 1 3, but the 4 free throws definitely help. To, boost up that total. Clowney is not missed. He is the only other net in double figures. And I believe this was the case the other day as well. Claxton with 8 and 5. He had a much better second quarter. Couple of steals in there. Ben Simmons, he's actually a plus in the plus minus, which is sort of nuts in a game we're losing. He's got the 6 points and the 5 assists. So maybe a double-double watch if the Nets players can actually honor his passes and make a few shots. Keon Johnson with 3. But really, 10 bench points for the Nets is proving to be pretty problematic. For Milwaukee, I mean, they've got 18 out of Lopez on 8 shots. And Portis has got 12 on 7 shots. Lopez, 4 of 4 from deep. Prince has also got all his 9 points from the outside as well. In that second quarter, they hit 7 3-pointers on very good shooting splits. Meanwhile, the Nets only hit 1 3-pointer on, I believe, about 9 attempts. So the efficiency went right out the window. It has been a heavy turnover game. However, Middleton has 4 turnovers, Trent has 3, and Portis has 4. So the Bucks, I mean, are keeping us alive with the amount of turnovers they've committed. The Nets have had 6 extra shots. They've had more free throws. And that is probably the main reason they are in this contest. On top of the fact they've committed less turnovers, even despite the fact they've already committed 9 of them. So second half thoughts, I mean, it would really help if we could get these shooting percentages down for Milwaukee. I'm no mathematician, but what I do know is that on eyesight, that is a shocking percentage to concede. It's 56% for Milwaukee in the first half. From 3, they are 44%. They are shooting better from the floor than they are from the free throw line. So that tells you all you need to know about how our defense has been. In the second half, what do I have to say? Well, for starters, do not play Jalen Wilson 14 consecutive minutes because brother is 1 of 6 and did absolutely nothing on the court when he was out there. Day'Ron Sharp's minutes were pretty rough as well. He didn't score the ball. Hold on a second. Just got to get the air conditioner on. Like Tyrese Martin, the same. Keon Johnson is a little bit of a terrorist out there with the minutes he's putting up as well. Interesting watch, though, that Claxton has played 17 minutes. Second half, Clowney and Ben, they need to have 30 minutes by the end of this game. I don't care what the result is. I don't care if you're trying to win or lose. Just play them 30 minutes. There's no reason they should not be out there. Ben is facilitating. Clowney is scoring very well. It just doesn't make sense for me to see Jalen Wilson out there for the exact same amount of time when he scored 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting and has done absolutely nothing else. And a team worst, -8 on the floor as well. So there's no reason. No reason. Ugly half of basketball? I mean, it is, but somehow, to my bewilderment, we are actually in the game, which is sort of crazy to just even think about. Do you trade CJ unless you get 2 first-round picks or a pick and a young prospect, or if not, just keep him? This is an interesting question, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask you to, those in the chat right now, tell me what would you accept? What do you think is a fair asking price for Cam Johnson? Let us know in the chat. Tell us in the chat, what is your opinion? What is your thought on that? Because I think that could provide some very interesting insight. I'll provide my take, but let's hear what you've got first. If there's any potential, what is the potential return that you'd want? Or we can actually have another fun little game. Tell me which team you would want to trade with Cam Johnson. I mean, this sort of helps with you creating a prospective trade. Who would you trade with? Who would be the trade partner? Because I've seen so many teams. I've seen Memphis, Golden State, and OKC, and the Kings are probably the 3 noisiest. The Lakers are in and around that discussion as well. So who would you want to trade with? What would be your prospective packages? Put them in the chat. I'll have a look in just a bit. Let's see. What is going on with my fantasy team? Nice. OKC are beating the Pacers. I think the Pacers have been up all game. The Rockets are killing New Orleans. The Hawks have conceded 108 on the Bulls. Wow. And we were talking pre-game about the fact that the Bulls scored 91 points the other day. They've got 108 points on Atlanta. Wow. Orlando, Miami, 87-86. That's not pretty. Alrighty. But overall, there's some interesting games around the league. Sacramento should acquire Cam Johnson. Thomas, I would love for you to propose what is your suggestion? What would be... Who would you want from the Kings? Let's do a little bit of a breakdown here. What are the Kings' assets? Now, the one that I've heard a lot of talk about is who they just got who they just got in the past draft. They got Devin Carter, who has just been cleared to begin playing. He's 22. He played for South Carolina. Let's see what his stats were out of college. Well, he played at South Carolina and Providence. And for Providence, he scored 20 a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. That's pretty good stats. He's almost a bit of a carbon copy to Cam Johnson in terms of situation. I don't know if he's a point guard. He's a point guard. I mean, we need point guards, but it would be a bit of a strange one to put him alongside Cam Thomas. What's his shooting splits? 37% from deep. But it didn't take until his third year in college to actually latch onto the 3-ball because the 2 years before were disgusting. He shot the ball very well from the field. These are very good numbers for his third season. So he's a mature age recruit. He's 22. So that's the one that's been talked about a lot if it was to be a Kings trade. I don't know what their assets are. Sacramento Kings assets. Also just got to keep track to see if they've got if the game's going to restart soon. Future draft picks for the Kings. There's been a lot of talk about Herter and Trey Lyles potentially being salary filler because Johnson's on a $24 million contract, I think. The Kings own a 2026 pick. They own a 2027 pick. 2028 first round pick. All those are first round picks. So they've got the capital if they want to get the deal done. They're 13 and 17 though. That could be really valuable depending on whether or not De'Aaron Fox heads out the door. Because there's been a bit of rumors around that. It would be so funny if because Geordie is of course coached De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis. It'd be really funny to be a trade partner with the Kings and then De'Aaron Fox just wants to come to the Nets. I mean, it'd be a weird fit to have De'Aaron Fox there, but yeah, I wouldn't be opposed. Be an interesting sort of dynamic, that's for sure. Ooh, I think Miami may have scored a game winner. Washington, Charlotte, that's another close game. So there's a lot of interesting results going on around the league. Dallas, we trade CJ and Keon for PJ Washington and Quentin Grimes. That doesn't make any sense. Because what are we need picks. PJ Washington and Grimes. I mean, Grimes isn't a bad player, but it's just like, why would we get Quentin Grimes? That'd have been an incredible underpay. I'm not saying Washington's a bad player, but Quentin Grimes is averaging 9 points on the season. He's had some nice games in there, I guess, but how old is he? He's 24. And PJ Washington's like bordering 30, I reckon. He's 26. He's not actually that old, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense from our end. And I don't think Dallas would do that either, because that'd be toying with their rotation. What's the other one I've seen? 2 firsts and Topic from the Thunder. Don't think the Thunder would do it. That's why I somewhat want to keep him. Well, Topic is very much a mystery because that guy's got an ACL, I believe. So he could be a very high upside pick, and maybe the Thunder know that, and that's why they don't want to get rid of him. I feel like because Topic was drafted as a first-round pick, he counts as a first-round pick. I feel like if you were to get a trade done with them, you'd need to ask for Topic a first and a second, is what I'm probably going to say. Because, I mean, you're getting a couple picks back, but you're getting Topic, who really could be anything. I think that's the... I feel like from a Nets perspective, you've got to give yourself room for both results and make it reasonable for OKC as well. Like, they probably wouldn't feel like they're overpaying the Thunder if it was a first, a second, and Topic. Equally, I think the Nets would be happy with that return because they're still getting picks back, and they're getting a player that he's got high upside. That's why he got drafted it. He probably slid down the order, but he would have been a top 5 pick if he was actually fit and not injured off memory. So I think that's what needs to be considered if you're looking at a player like Topic. The only, issue would be the injury history. It's also interesting to see, the S Network just shed light on the pick situation for the Nets. We have the 7th pick as it stands, alongside picks 22, 26, and 27. So I feel like that is prime Sean Marks drafting areas, alongside pick 7, which is a pick we have not had for years. Like, I'm talking a decade or higher. I don't think in Brooklyn we've had a lottery pick. So this is very uncharted waters for the Nets because of all these fucking superstar trades, or in the Boston case, superstar trades that we've been doing for years. So second half is about to commence. 59-51 the score as we kick things off in the second half. That was a little bit enjoyable. We may have to do a little bit more mock trades at the breaks or at the halftime break for a few more watch-alongs. Maybe tomorrow could be an option. Middleton's 3 is well short. That's a really tough shot. And we are underway with the Bucks missing. Oh my goodness. That's a shocking bend pass. Looking for a Keon Johnson jam. Jackson, the extra to Rollins, the pump fake. Defender went by. Portis, no room to shoot the 3, so he drives it in and rolls it back out to Lopez, who is in his fields, but he misses. They get a long rebound. That's the 3rd attempt they'll get, and this time they hit. Of course they do. Typical shit to concede multiple opportunities and concede a 3-pointer. I wish our team could do that. Cam Johnson to Claxton at the elbow. Cam Johnson's blitzed. Bounce pass to Claxton. Step back 2. It's well short. The rebound by Portis. Look at that. They get a long rebound on the defensive end as well as the offensive end. Feel like we don't crash the boards nearly enough. Middleton's been given a bit of room. That's a good roll. And another open 3 for Rollins. That one's off. Good rebound by Clowney. Simmons let Rollins go by. Simmons Cross, body bump. Oh my God, he's been blocked by a fucking 6'1" guard, bro. Ben, drive it in. What are you shooting fall away hook shots for? Oh, some things don't change. That is one of them. Absolute Achilles heel. End my suffering. It's Portis who will look for the pass to Rollins. That's rejected. Jackson gets inside. Middleton in the corner now. Will drive on Simmons. That's another tough two. And that one is cash. So 13-point lead after the Bucks have scored the opening 5 points here of this second half. Claxton in the middle. Another knockaway. It's going to be Nets ball. Simmons going to inbound it to Claxton. And our key on Johnson. There was the backdoor cut for Simmons. We didn't use it because Johnson was lined up and ready to score that three-pointer to cut it down to 10. First bucket of the second half. That was timely. Lopez doesn't want the three this time. He rolls. Kick out to Jackson. Extra to Portis. And that three hits back on. But look at that. Another long rebound. Their misses are that shit that they are able to get the misses. It's so fucking bullshit, man. They're just so lucky with these rebounds, man. It's not even a lack of effort. It's just fucking positioning every time. Clowney hits another three to cut it back down to 9. I don't think Clowney's missed the three-pointer in this game. Hasn't forced the shot, which is nice to see. Middleton moves through. Good cut by Jackson. Oh my God, Ben. Where or why? Both questions can be asked. On that dunk attempt, what the hell is Ben doing trying to swipe at that? So another free throw here for Andre Jackson, 68-57. Free throw is good. It's back up to 12. Simmons will bring it up. This guy's such a mixed bag, it's not even funny. Simmons on the outside. On the weak side, there's a lot of movement, but we don't use any of it. Claxton's going to shoot a three. Miss. We can't get the rebound, and then Lopez leaks out. He's going to need to save it, and he nearly put up a circus shot and scored the ball. It's now a 5-on-4. You have to score it. Simmons. Clowney three. Yes! He's got another one. Clowney's hit another tray. That's number 5. He's already exceeded the mark he hit in the previous match. The Nets have now scored 3 threes in the quarter. That's keeping them in the contest. That accounts for their only points. Got to get the rebound. Got to get the rebound! Oh my God, they nearly scored another 2 second chance points. Johnson, do not shoot that three. We fling it out to Simmons. Clowney's going to probably ping one again from the outside. Nope. Johnson with the behind the back. Clowney will get it back. Oh my God, too much space. Oh, he's missed it. That probably is the most open three he's had all game, and he missed it. Jackson, the layup. That's off. And the board by Cam Johnson with 7:30 to play in the third. Cross court to Simmons. Clowney. Drive in. Numbers collapse. Good cut by Claxton. Defense fell asleep. Timeout Milwaukee. The lead's back down to 7 points. And the Nets have responded well after a pretty, mediocre start. That's a great bounce pass there by Clowney to the rolling Claxton. And it is back down to 7. So we hang around. We've done a good job at that today, even despite being pretty questionable for most of the game. Clowney's up to 17 points. He's been really exceptional. Cam Johnson's got the 16 points on 7 shots. And those are probably the 2 headliners. Claxton's got 10. I'm liking the fact he's taken 12 shots in this game. And I think the 2 3-pointers also is incredibly eye-catching because, simply put, this guy's not known to shoot threes or hasn't really been doing that since his first season or 2 in the league. So, I'm liking the fact he's getting a few more shots up. He's taken 12 in the game. That is actually the most for any player on the court so far. So, maybe not the output we're after, but or in terms of efficiency, but I'm liking the fact he's getting a few up. Because if you start making these threes every so often, you're going to hold the opposition accountable. So, Simmons also with the 7 assists. I guess that helps, but the 5 turnovers are most definitely not. And then Keon Johnson's just been a little bit of a nobody on offense. But it's pretty clear these 3 players here are going to be the key to our success today. For the Bucks, Lopez has not scored in the quarter. He's actually missed 3 shots. He didn't do that in the entire first half. He only missed the 1. Portis with the 14, Middleton with 9, and Jackson and Rollins have not been pushovers. They have not been passengers. They have contributed, even despite their inexperience and youth. So, look, we've definitely got a game on our hands still. Alrighty. 69-62. The score. Clowney's looked really good, though. 5 threes. He has not made 6 in a game before. But look, hopefully he doesn't have that record in the back of his mind, because I reckon that's when he's going to start missing the shots. He's just got to keep the rhythm going. It's a 3-possession game, so this is well within the Nets' reach. 7:21 a play here in this third quarter. A lot's occurred already. 11-10. Quite a few whistles going on, but we finally trigger the restart. It's Middleton who will bounce past to Rollins. Guarded by Johnson on the perimeter. Screens off ball. Lopez will set it for Middleton. Good roll by Lopez. Layup is good. Feel like we really need to get a body in there to stop those roll actions, because it's looked pretty easy for the most part. Ben to Johnson. Numbers collapse and he's forced into a dribble and a pass. Johnson shoots a 3. Why are you shooting, mate? Why are you shooting? Just another roll. Like, what is the point of that double team? It doesn't do anything. I mean, it's resulted in Portis missing a 2. Clowney hit the deck off the ball. Beautiful cut, and Johnson's blown it. That's a great potential dime by Simmons. The off-ball movement was superb, but unfortunately, it's going to result in a turnover, which I feel like I'm saying time and time again. Johnson will sit. Wilson checks in, hopefully not for 14 straight minutes again. That's a shocking pass to Lopez, and so the Bucks flip the script and do the exact same thing on their end. 71-62 the scoreline. The Nets have the ball. We're nearly at the halfway point of this third quarter. It's been pretty dead even here in this third. Ben Simmons will look for a handoff. Oh my God, mate. This guy has to stop with those stupid fucking passes, mate. 5 turnovers, bro. Relax. Make the simple pass, Ben. He's looking for these saucy passes. He's going to go with the beautiful looking push shot, and he floats it in to cut the lead to 7. Oh my God. Jalen Wilson gets his hands dirty, and there's going to be a foul, and it's going to be on Rollins, who fumbled the dribble initially. Wilson was first to the ground, and then Rollins bumped into him. Wilson did really well to just get himself between the basketball and the man to ensure that that was always only going to go one way. Simmons will drive in, put another lob up, Claxton's fouled on the arm, he'll be pretty filthy that he didn't complete the play, but it will result in free throws nonetheless. And Claxton will head there. So Claxton at the free throw line to shoot a couple. And it goes down. So we're back down to 6. AJ Green into the contest again for the first time this second half. Lopez will sit. And that benefited him in the first half because, of course, he came back on, hit 3 consecutive threes like he wasn't human. Claxton's second free throw rims in. And it's back down to a 5-point game with just over 5.5 to play here in this third quarter. Wilson pressing Rollins here. Now Portis off to Prince, who will drive down the middle and spin and shoot the fadeaway two. It's off the rebound by Claxton, who soars in out of nowhere. And the Nets can cut this to a single possession with the make. It's Simmons on the outside, who will cross, lose the ball, and he fucking turned it over again. How many turnovers is brother going to commit? He could honestly have a triple-double, but it's going to be in points, assists, and turnovers. It's been pretty uncontrollable. 5:12 to play here in the third. He's having a really rough night, and a lot of the turnovers are just very much self-inflicted. Milton's in the contest. They've got to get it in. There's a foul, and it was on the wrap-up. Nope. It was a 5-second violation. It very well could have been a foul on the hold just after that 5-second call occurred, but it's not going to be that way. Clowney to Sharp in the middle. Milton will use the Sharp screen. Wilson will kick out to Johnson. The 3 is good. It's down to a possession. 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. The Nets have lifted defensively, that's for certain. Obviously, there would have been a conscious talk at the halftime break. Sharp with the active hands. He knocked it away. Jackson gets inside, blows the layup. Portis gets the rebound, and then somehow found a way out when it seemed like all corners were blocked off. Oh my God, that was a pretty shifty pass as well by Milton to Sharp. Johnson on the wraparound, gets inside. Another fall away too with the hand in the face. It's off. And a good rebound by the Bucks because Sharp had 2 hands on it. Portis moves through, gets inside, stops, kick out to Jackson, pump fake. Portis will get it back. Jackson, kick out. Oh my God. Green is so open, bro. They worked that out really well, the Bucks, but the Nets just needed to be on high alert there. Johnson, the drive in, the lob. Where is he lobbing it? How many times are we going to go for a lob? Portis has another open look. This is going to go in. Oh my God, we're so lucky. You already knew a timeout was imminent if that went in. And it looks like there's a timeout anyway. It looks like there's, a timeout anyway. Jordi Fernandez is in deep discussions with the official. I'm not sure what over. But regardless, this game is a 7-point ball game. It is not entirely out of the question the Nets can win this, but every single time they seem to be showing something. We got it down to a single possession. The Bucks have scored 5 quick ones. And while Cam Johnson's been excellent, 19 in the game, on only 9 shots. He's hit 3 threes, every 3 in this quarter. And the 4 turnovers are a little bit problematic. Ben Simmons has 6 turnovers. However, he is a +6 in a game we're down 7. So I don't really know what you want to, how you want to look at that. But he's been on the floor when we've looked our best, amazingly enough, for the 6 turnovers he's had. Clax with 12 and 7. It's probably one of his better games. And then Clowney, of course, 5 of 6 from deep. 17 points total. Those 2 players, Cam and Noah, have combined for 8 of 11 from 3. And wow, I mean, that is an indictment of how, shoddy the rest of the squad have been from the outside. 9 of 26 we are from 3, and 2 players 8 of 11. So that leaves the rest 1 of 15, which is pretty filthy. It's also sort of confusing, right? The Bucks have only hit 1 extra 3, only 2 extra field goals. Oh, sorry, no, that makes sense. They've hit, well, earlier in the contest, we had more shots than them, but they've evened that ledger out, and it's those fucking second chance opportunities that's really doing my head in. Very avoidable, but they're just getting so many long rebounds after 3-point misses that it's really, yeah, it's not placing us in a good position to get back into the contest, that's for sure. If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. We will be back for Nets versus the Spurs tomorrow. So make sure you are tuned in for that game. That should be good fun. Well, mainly for the fact that Wembanyama's playing and he's a demigod. So at least if my team's shit, I can sort of, you know, revel in the opposition's glory, having such a player on their roster. 76-79. We're down 7. The starters have done their job. It's now up to the bench to do something at least remotely adequate to keep this scoreline at bay. Like at the worst, we cannot let this get out to double figures. But Day'Ron Sharpe says, no, thank you, mate. Swivel on it. I'm going to commit an illegal screen as I'm saying that. It's actually incredible how many illegal screens this guy will commit. Like, it's just, I don't know how many he's committed on the season, but it feels like every game there's at least 1 or 2. And it places him in foul trouble as well. That's great work by the Nets. They force another tie-up. Good collapse of defense there by Day'Ron Sharpe, and it allowed, well, it sent DeLon Wright straight into Keon Johnson, who forced the tie-up and locked arms there with DeLon Wright. So those two will compete in the jump ball. Johnson probably has the hops to win this, and he most definitely did. Oh my God, are you kidding me, bro? No team in the fucking NBA can win a jump ball, but then give away a 2 under the basket because you fucking kept it alive in that region. I don't even know how to explain it in any other way. Oh my God, and then Sharpe turns it over. Mate, what are you doing, Day'Ron? What a disastrous minute. And then Taurean Prince steps on the sideline. So for all the dog shit that we're producing, like, we are... It's actually a miracle. It is a Christmas miracle. Christmas is over. But I tell you what, the miracle spirit is in the air because, mate, it is a miracle we are in this game. I mean, 9 points, potentially not. Wilson just has his back turned to the basket, not remotely interested in shooting. Martin passes to Sharpe. Martin had to get his own ball because Sharpe can't catch the basketball. And, I mean, it's not pretty, but I guess it works. And then there's a foul on Shake Milton with 2:11 to play. And Wright is probably going to be the man that they trigger into now. Good ball pressure, though, by Shake. It's Wright now, looking for Trent. He's not going to use him. Portis on the wing. Back to Wright. Screen set. 8 to shoot. Drive in. Backs down Wilson. Oh my God, that has to be a travel. Go! Go, Keon! Dunk! Yes! Transition bucket. Let's go. Well done, lads. Jalen Wilson forcing DeLon Wright to pick up the basketball. Had his feet in a muddle. Turned the ball over. Johnson with the slam. It's back down to 5. Now let's pick up a few more points here. Come on. Prince going to drive on Johnson. Bounce pass. Nearly out of play. Green moves through, pulls up for 2, hits. That's a letdown. You didn't even contest that with your hands, which is even more frustrating. 1:18 to play here in this third quarter. The Bucks up 7. They've been up the entire third quarter. Nets got it to within 2. Johnson the drive in. Creates separation and scores with the right hand, the little push shot. That was nice. So Johnson with a couple good plays on the offensive end, which he's of course not known for. Sharp is pressing Portis here. We're into the final minute now. Trent, drive in. Oh, that's just an easy layup. What the hell is that? Just a complete defensive breakdown. There was absolutely no one anchoring the paint there. Martin's going to hand it to Wilson. They've got the favorable clock management here, except Johnson's decided to shoot a 3, airball it, and now the Bucks can go for a 2-for-1. Portis going to back down Wilson. They've lost the opportunity. Rebound secured by Milton, and we can hold for 1. So that's probably not the greatest clock management there by the Bucks, but the Nets won't be complaining about it. 1 possession here to hold for. Please do not turn the ball over. Milton is going to pass to Martin, who drives in on Prince. The Euro hangs, and there's a foul. And this is the exact same fashion to what happened in the second quarter, where the Nets got fouled on a 3 with 3.7 on the clock, except this time it's with 4.2, and it's on a 2-point attempt. So Martin will go to the free throw line to cut this to 5. Made his first 2 tries at the line tonight. However, he misses the third. Oh, is it too much to ask to just fucking make your free throws, mates? I don't think we've been there all quarter, really. Sharp and Johnson to the bench. Every point is valuable. Makes the second. 4 seconds for the Bucks to get it end to end. It's Prince who will push the pace. And we foul with 1.8. We definitely had a foul to give. No one does that rationally. So Middleton will come into the game. They've got 1.8 seconds on the clock here. They advance it forward. DeLon Wright will sit. So they've made wholesale changes for offensive purposes. Middleton will actually trigger in. No! Oh, thank fuck for that. The 3 is off. It was a tough fall-away 3 for Green as the buzzer went off and the time expired. It's 3-quarter time. I don't know why the hell it's reverted back to a minute, but that is 3-quarter time. The score is 82-76. Better quarter for the Nets from a defensive standpoint. I mean, offensively, they've been pretty mid all game. Only the 25 points. But they do hold the Bucks to 23. So, look, if the Nets are to have any sniff, I mean, definitely able to wrestle back a lead. With this sort of a deficit, the stabilization has occurred now. And if we look at the box score, it's largely off the back of what the starters have been able to do. 17 for Clowney, 19 for Johnson, 12 for Claxton, 8 and 7 for Simmons. And then Keon Johnson scored a couple of timely buckets at the back end of the quarter to keep us in it. But in the fourth quarter, look, the Bucks have committed 17 turnovers, and we've done a very good job of forcing them. However, the 16 turnovers of our own mainly from the 2 players with the highest usage on the team in Johnson and Simmons, combining for 10 turnovers. That's the main reason why we probably haven't had more opportunity to potentially get into this deficit a little bit more. I mean, in terms of closing lineups, I think it's pretty obvious. You just play your starting lineup the rest of the way. And maybe if you're feeling inventive, you'll put Wilson out there over Johnson. But he's got a couple steals in there, I guess. And in a game where you need to keep those turnovers going, or you need to force those turnovers as much as possible. I feel like Keon Johnson could be potentially the disruptive presence we need. If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, make sure to drop a like. Don't forget to do that. And subscribe if you are new. We're back here tomorrow for Nets Spurs, as you can see. So make sure to tune in for that game. It is Wembanyama and the Spurs, of course. So it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. But I've got the faith that we can, give him a little bit of run for their money. How have the Hawks? What the hell? The Hawks have scored 50 points in the fourth quarter. They've scored 50 in the fourth quarter. And they're up by 8. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Mainly because it's created a dent in my fantasy successes this week. But wow, what a game that is. Lopez to Gary Trent after we missed the opening shot. Trent hits the 3 and immediately it's back out to a 9-point lead. Like, fucking hell, man. I mean, I'm not complaining about Cam Johnson shooting it. I just would like the shot selection to maybe be a little bit better. We've turned it over 2 consecutive possessions. Johnson wants a foul. Prince misses the 2. Strong rebound by Wilson. Flings it ahead to Milton, who's going to pull up for 3 and not drive it in. And there was a reason for it. He hits the tray. Response, very rapid. 6-point game. Come on, lads. Screen by Lopez. Handoff. Trent on the wing. Lopez going to set a high screen. Good defense by Wilson. And he nearly traveled or carried that basketball. It doesn't fucking matter because he turned it over anyway. Look after the damn ball. Relax. Oh my God. Already 2 turnovers in the fourth. As I say, we need to cut the turnovers out. Green's got an open 3 in the corner. You cannot help or be in no man's land like that 1 pass away for a 3-point shooter who's going like 45% on the year. It's just like, that is just brain dead. Like, your scouting report should tell you what you need to do there. That's controllable. It wasn't like there was even an off-ball screen. It was just useless defending. Milton gets past the defender. Why is he lobbed it up? Oh my God, Shake. That was not out of the playbook. I've just noticed in this game, we're going for way too many lobs. The lob isn't even there and we're sending it upstairs. When it's so low percentage. Prince, another 3. That's off this time. So the Nets get a bit of a break after the Bucks make 2 threes to start off the fourth quarter. Milton behind the back. Loses his defender. Now shoots the 3. He's got another one. He's feeling it. Shake cuts it to 4. He's made his last 3 shots. Maybe more even. Martin. Guarding. Trent. Now Lopez in the middle. Will fake the handoff. Good cut by Trent. And he wanted to travel. And the referee just has no idea what he's looking at. Geordie wanted to travel. They're not going to get it. 6-point game. If we can just remain afloat in these next couple minutes, we should be okay, I would think. Claxton up top. Waiting for an outlet. He's going to drive on Lopez, which is bold, and he lost the basketball. 3 turnovers. Green pulls up and misses. That is a heat check and a half. It's off. And the Nets with 8:30 to play need to make the sensible play. The amount of times we have turned it over in this game it's just out of hand at this point. Johnson behind the back creates separation, hits the 2 with the assistance of the heel. It's back down to 4. 8 minutes to play. Milton was tugging the jumper. I think he wants the subs to come in. There's a couple waiting at the scorer's table. Trent for 3. Oh my God, that's just another tough shot. Like, they're making so many contested shots. It's just incredibly hard to fathom. 7-point game. Every time we get this lead down, they've always got an answer. Wilson uses the screen. Please don't turn it over. Wilson gets by the defender. Milton's got another look. He took a dribble. Hit the three. Got it to go. +1. He is feeling it. I don't even know where the foul was. I actually thought that he traveled or some shit. Let's see where the foul was. Did he whack him on the elbow? That's the only possible explanation. Milton's going to go to the line. He has just woken up from his Christmas slumber, it seems, because this guy was going through the motions on offense in the first half. He misses the free throw, though, which is a little bit disappointing. But he's been unreal in these this stint on the court right now. Open three for DeLon Wright. He's tested, and he misses the three. That's... Oh my God, please get the rebound. You had 3 numbers there. We nearly coughed it up, but the Nets have the numbers. Milton again! 3! Yes! 3! Shake and bake! Let's fucking go, Shake. Oh, baby. This is really out of nowhere, by the way. Shake Milton, I don't know how many points he had in the first half, but this guy is going off in the fourth quarter. It's crazy. 16 points for the Nets already, and we've played 5 minutes. Milton, unbelievably, has 20 points. He's 7 of 9, and he's hit 4 threes. This is, as I said, out of nowhere. Because we weren't even talking about this guy at halftime as a reason for keeping us in the contest. But here we are. We've hit how many threes in the quarter? 4 threes on 5 tries, I think. And he's just been crazy good. So, look. I mean, I'm pretty surprised by this, but this is more like it. This is more like it. We've hit now the same amount of threes. Our free throw disparity, that's helping us. We've had 5 extra attempts for 5 extra makes. And we're closing the gap in terms of makes. The Bucks are now sitting at 50%, but I feel like they've been well above that for a long, long time. And their 3-point shooting has dropped off after a big, big second quarter. So, Shake Milton, I was not familiar with your game. This is actually a little bit unprecedented. Shake Milton, brother. I don't know how many points he scored, but if I look at the play-by-play in the fourth quarter, Shake Milton 3, Shake Milton 3, Cam Johnson 2, Shake Milton 3, Shake Milton 2, Shake Milton 3. He at 3-quarter time had how many points? Let's have a look. I'm just trying to find where he last scored. Shake Milton, the last time he scored before this quarter would have been in the first half. When did he score? Shake, where you at, boy? Shit. When did he last score? Shake last scored before the fourth quarter at the 8:53 mark of the second quarter. He had 6 points at the time. He has scored 14 points in 5 minutes. And the game is now a 1-point game. This is out of nowhere. A 14-point, 5-minute stint. And you're going to ride the hot hand. You have to. Middleton makes the tough 2 over Clowney in the mid-range. Tough shot again. They have not made... Look, they have not made easy shots. And that's the frustrating part. Clowney is getting fouled by Middleton again and again and again. It took quite a while for them to actually... Well, the official to actually call the foul. It's a 1-possession game. We can tie it here. But I wouldn't argue we have the personnel out there to do so. It's Milton, Simmons, Clowney, Wilson, and Johnson. Milton is going to shoot. He's going to shoot a 3. Oh my God. If he... That would have been a fucking crazy shot if he hit that, but it was well off. It was a banker. Kick out. Open three for Rollins. This is a big shot. It's off. The board by Simmons. I reckon he traveled, but he's going to take it himself. Layup is wild. And then Lopez with the rebound. I don't know why Ben doesn't get into the body. It just pisses me off, man. Taking these piss-weak layups. Middleton's going to back down Johnson. He's going to cook here. 2 is off. There's a foul on Keon Johnson. That was a fucking bailout because that was an awful shot. Maybe it was created by the contact, but let's have a look. How are you calling a foul for that shit? That's just annoying yet again. Middleton to shoot 2. There's the first. We're in the second half of this fourth quarter now. Portis back in. Trent off. Middleton will take one more free throw here. The scoreline is 96-92. The Bucks have led basically, well, they have led the entire second half, but the Nets have lingered. No Giannis and no Dame for the Bucks today. This is why it's so close. I think it would be a little bit of a more lopsided result if they were available, but they both got out with a little bit of illness. Here are the Nets, though. Down 5. Milton. Tough take on the receive there. Is he going to shoot a 3? He doesn't have the room. Johnson's going to need to drive this. We've got 4 to shoot. He's shooting a step back 3. Why are you shooting that, mate? Drive it in. Who do you think you are? Oh, Jesus Christ. Middleton, the spin. Forced into a pass. He'll get it back. There's the drive. The layup is off. Off the glass. Didn't work. Oh, my God. And then Ben trying to play another pass when there's clearly already an arm in the firing line. This guy is a tank commander. He knows what he's fucking doing. He knows what he's doing. Like, there's no way he's seen an outstretched arm of the defender and said, fuck this, I'm going to pass it anyway. There's no way, rationally, that was his thought process. Johnson is going to back down Green here, the smaller defender. Fall away 2 is badly off. He wanted a whistle. He's not going to get it because when would the Nets get a whistle? Cross court. Lopez back to Middleton. Good recovery by the Nets. That's going to be an offensive foul. And Chris Middleton tried to clear the space, but he's ended up cleaning up Johnson with a stray elbow. And it's going to go the other way. Johnson is really sore. I reckon we're going to need to see a face mask on this guy. Or not a face mask. Well, yeah, a face mask. What do they call them? What Joel Embiid wears. This very easily could be a flagrant. I'm not even joking. That looked like a very vicious, what do they call them when you do this? A rip move, I think they call it. That was a very aggressive rip move. It's gotten Johnson square in the jaw. And this could very easily be a flagrant. I reckon they're going to upgrade this. So 97-92, 5 minutes to play. I wouldn't be one bit surprised if they call this a flagrant. Let's have a listen. Flagrant and ball. Thank you very much. That like, I would have, if it was a little bit softer and the other contact was less, then I would have called for it to just be a common foul. But this was a vicious rip move. It has cleaned Johnson up in the jaw. And so while it is a basketball act and it's probably a little bit stiff, there's probably an argument both ways. So 5-point game with 5 minutes to go. The Nets are down, have been down for most of the contest. They're weaker personnel-wise, even though the Bucks are missing Giannis and Dame. Johnson makes the first. Even despite all these, the Nets missing quite a few players as well. Excuse me. They've fought all game long. It hasn't been pretty, but they're within a single possession. They can tie the game as Johnson converts both technical, flagrant free throws. And so Milwaukee will look to defend now. Johnson with 20 points. Making it the 13th game of the season, he scored 20. That's a career high. And we're 30 games in. Crazy stat. Johnson. Spin on Rollins. Layup. Off. Wilson. The follow. It's down to 1. 4.5 minutes left. This could be a smash and grab type result here where we're trailing the whole game and then we steal it at the end. Here's Middleton. Knock away by Clowney. Middleton on the ground. Get in there. Jump ball. Good knockaway. I think it was Noah Clowney who caused the initial knockaway. And then it was a mad scramble for the basketball that was in dispute. Middleton got on the ground first, but he had no outlet as the Nets sheltered him in. And it looks like Keon Johnson may be in that jump ball again. He's been in 2 jump balls already. This would be the third. And he's got hops. I reckon he's probably going to get him. Now, the last time he was in a jump ball, though, even though he won it, he knocked it too hard over his head. And the Bucks actually got an easy 2 out of it as we try to save it. So if the Bucks win it, there's 8 to shoot. If we win it, full 24 with 4:15 to play in this contest, it is a 1-point game. The Nets have trailed for most of the contest. Johnson v. Middleton in the jump ball. Johnson wins the jump ball. Straight to Clowney. Ben, full steam ahead. Down the middle. Kick out to Johnson. Drive in. Kick out to Clowney. Oh my God, he shot the 3. Why would you do that? Ben, with the pace he was going at, he just needed to lay it in. And he would have been unstoppable in that scenario, but it's really nothing new. Portis, top of the key, tries his luck, misses the 3. The luck was not in his hands. Johnson cross-court to the other Johnson. Wilson gets inside. Keon Johnson, stop shooting the ball! He's hit the 3, though! We're in front! We're in front! And then an offensive foul! Brook Lopez commits it. And all of a sudden, the Nets have their tails wagging and the Bucks have their heads down. Come on, lads. I just love these sorts of performances where your team is dog shit and you still find a way. Johnson will sit. 3:28 to play. I believe we had to use it or lose it timeout. 99-97, the scoreline. The Bucks scored 59 points in the first half. They've only backed that up with 38. That's why the Nets are in this contest. Sort of nuts. I don't understand how the hell the Hawks beat Chicago. They scored 50 points in the fourth quarter. 50 points in the fourth quarter, mates. They scored 88 points in the second half, man. The Bulls scored 69 points. That's not even a bad half. That's crazy to me. Anyway. And Memphis have scored 142 and there's 7 minutes left in the fourth against Toronto. It seems like everyone's addicted to the scoring in this. That's sort of mental to think about. Alrighty. So the Nets up by 2. Somehow. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Help the stream out. Help a brother out. Box score watch. The Nets have outscored the Bucks 23-15 in the fourth. Shake Milton scored 14 of the first 16 net points, and now the Nets are getting the defensive stops that they require. Cam Johnson with 23 on 12 shots. Another efficient showing. He's made all 6 of his free throws, and then you look at Milton, 20, 14 in the quarter. Claxton hasn't really played he played the start of the fourth, but when the Nets have made their run, it's been with Simmons. It's been, amazingly enough, with Wilson, who's lifted his intensity later in the contest. Keon Johnson's hit some big shots, and Noah Clowney has not, he's been a presence. He's been a live presence, even though the box score is probably going to indicate otherwise. The 5 on the floor right now is Clowney, Simmons, Johnson, Wilson, and the other Johnson. So looks like we're playing small ball to close this one out, and it's worked to this point. 3:30 to play, a lot of possessions still left in the contest. This has been a spirited fight back, because it was, I believe, as much as maybe 12 or 13 points at one stage late in the second quarter. So the Nets have clawed their way back into this. Let's see what set they've drawn up. Simmons to Clowney. Looking for Cam Johnson on the wraparound. Oh my God, we've turned it over. Johnson trying the pocket pass. There was no space for it. The Bucks can tie or take the lead. Middleton gets inside. Leans in. Gets the 2 off the window. It's all square at 99. Story of the game, though. I mean, turnovers are killing us. Simmons. To Wilson. Got it by Middleton. He's going to drive in. Well blocked off. 4 to shoot. He's got Portis guarding him. Take it in. Goes at him. And there's a lockup. Oh, we're stuffed. 1.5 to shoot. 1.5 to shoot. And we're in a jump ball. With the smaller man. I mean, if we get this ball, we're going to have to shoot it immediately. So Claxton has the opportunity to come in. $99, all square. Wilson and Portis in the jump ball. We've got 1.5 to shoot if we win the jump. So the Bucks would look to not have a brain fade at this moment. Meanwhile, the Nets are going to need to put up a shot quickly if they win the jump, but that's all assuming. Let's see. Wilson loses the jump. We get it to Clowney. Oh, he's got to put one up. Oh! Oh! The biggest chuck up of all time. It's gone in. Off the glass. Holy shit. And then Clowney knocks it away off the man and gets another turnover chalked up for the Bucks. Oh my goodness. Noah. Holy shit. Holy moly. And that 3-pointer marks the most threes he's hit in a game. 6 of them. 6 of the best. Here he is again. He drives in. Kick out to Johnson. Do not shoot this ball, Keon. Takes it inside. The spin move. Oh my God. Claxton. 3 to shoot. He's got to put it down. Layup. He's fouled. He's fouled as the clock expires. Oh, that's a heavy bailout. Portis has committed a foul. With how long left? Claxton had to take it in from the corner, shot a reverse, and Portis has hit him on the arm. So, I mean, Claxton is no guarantee to hit these free throws. But He makes the first, and that is big in the context of the game because it's a 4-point game now. 2-possession lead here for the Nets, whether Claxton makes or misses. And we're inside the final 2 minutes. I cannot believe Clowney made that 3, though. That is incredible. Claxton short, though. And so while it was a handy point that we made, it was another handy point that we missed out on. An 11-2 run in the last 3 minutes. This Nets team has dug in defensively. Here's the switch. Middleton guarded by Claxton. The handle nearly got away from him. It's good defense. The double arrives. And the tie-up is forced. What? Wait. I have no idea if a timeout was called or there was a tie-up. There really should have been a tie-up, but maybe they called a timeout in time. That is incredible perimeter defense by Clax. He is fucking fired up. I'm also fired up. Far out. This Clowney 3, though, is just one of the most ridiculous shots. I reckon he traveled. His teammates were yelling at him to shoot it, and he somehow hit an absolute prayer. We've been talking about Christmas miracles. That was one of the most ridiculous Christmas miracles I've ever seen for a shot. So the Bucks call the timeout in the nick of time. It would have been a jump ball otherwise, and that would have been a catastrophic result for Milwaukee with 3.4 and a jump ball to win. But Noah Clowney was able to do something with it in 1.5 seconds, so maybe it wouldn't have been as bad of a result. That said, it's going to be an opportunity for Milwaukee. Great defense. And we've got the defensive lineup out there. Claxton, Simmons, Clowney. A lot of length out there with Keon Johnson and Cam Johnson rounding out the 5. They're going to get it in. They're going to look for Green. They get it into him. He's got 2 to shoot. He's not even looking at the ball. And it's a shot clock violation. Brilliant work. AJ Green was absolutely clamped. He had his back turned to the basket with 2 seconds left. I don't know what he was thinking. And so it's a 4-point game with 90 seconds on the clock. The Nets have the basketball. 2-possession game. Simmons will bring it up. I beg you don't turn this ball over. It's Simmons, guarded by Portis. To Claxton, top of the key. They're going to look for the handoff to Keon Johnson. He'll collect now. High screen. Cross on Green. The beautiful spin. Finger roll. The dance moves. Middleton deep 3. How was he hit that over like outstretched arms and multiple of them? That's a massive make. We've got to get it across half court. Simmons will do so. And all you need to do is just play the clock and find a good shot. 12 to shoot here. Simmons will use the Johnson screen. He's doubled. Johnson has an open 3. Hit that. Yes, sir! And 1! So cringe I am. I don't give a fuck. Bingo! With the rash closeout, he got taken down. That's a shocking contest. He did nothing to affect the shot. He just cleaned him up right after. And Johnson, with a massive 3-point make, plus an extra shot, with 47 seconds remaining. I probably busted up your eardrums. I do not care. Johnson, for his 7th free throw, he's shooting 88% from the line this season. He has not missed tonight, and Milwaukee fans have already headed to the exits. Johnson makes the free throw to give him even more of a reason to do that. There's still 48 seconds on the clock, but the Nets up 7. They have not led by this much all game. And here we are. Up 7. This is an incredible fourth quarter by this lot. We had 76 points at three-quarter time. We have come out and outscored them 33-20 in the fourth quarter. You look at the box score, Cam Johnson is the main man. 27 points. I mean, everyone has come up clutch. Like, Johnson hitting a big 3. Clowney's hit a big 3. Keon Johnson's hit some big buckets. Hit a 3 to give us the lead before. And since that point, we haven't looked back. He scored a very saucy 2-pointer. Absolutely cooked the defender. And I think it's also key to note that Brook Lopez has only scored 2 points in the second half. Middleton's got 18 and Portis does 2. But they've only chucked up 43 points in this second half. And, well, the Nets have been, like, the far better team in this second half. 58-43 in this second half. The Bucks will not have much time to work with here. They're going to need to operate very quickly. 47 seconds remaining. 7-point game. Middleton will inbound the ball. Simmons manning the inbounder. They look for Portis. Early too, and he airballs it. And it's out off. I don't know how it's out off us. I've got no clue. That's a shocking shot. And now the Bucks, they can't exhaust a timeout, so they're going to need to be innovative here. They inbound, and Simmons knocks it away again. So 2 consecutive moments here by the Nets to force 2 disruptive plays. They're going to need to try third time lucky here. They got 19 to shoot. They're going to look for AJ Green or Lopez. Johnson knocked it away. Straight to Middleton. He's hit a 3. The game is still on. We're going to need to hit our free throws. 109, 105. And Geordie, I think, is going to call a timeout. And that's a smart choice because, well, I mean, I don't know if the Bucks can afford to, like, are they going to time out or not? Middleton's hit some big 3s to keep them in this contest. But, my goodness, we had 3 really good moments there to potentially win the ball. They were pretty half chances, but the Bucks are very lucky to get a 3 out of that, to be completely honest. We've got 40 seconds left. $40 4-point game. This game is now in the Nets' hands. They can definitely be a little bit cheeky and tank the crap out of this if they really want to. And, well, it would be incredibly funny if they actually threw this. Memphis have 155 points. I need to see that box score after this is all said and done. We've had 2 completely different ends of the spectrum. You've got Atlanta and Chicago combining for 274, and you've got the Heat and the Magic combining for 180, or less than that. Bucks fans are heading to the exits. I think it's a bit early for that. 4-point game with 40 seconds left. It's definitely still achievable. Going to look like absolute clowns if they come back into this contest. So the Nets are going to need to trigger this in. Oh no. Get it in. Johnson will receive it. Numbers blitz. Johnson finds the way out. Clowney's going to shoot a 3. He missed it. Oh my God, that's got to be our ball. And it is. We win the second chance. Doc Rivers doesn't have a timeout left. He doesn't have a timeout left. He can't challenge. So it may very well have been out on the Nets. But unfortunately, the Bucks aren't able to challenge. What is that for? Oh, they're taking the fucking piss. They've called an offensive foul. For what? That's the most, like, half-assed bullshit. They have plucked that out of absolute thin air. They're going to need to hit a shot quickly. Middleton, nope. Rebound, Johnson. And this is where he can ice the game with 23 seconds left. The Bucks don't have a timeout remaining. They're just got to make their free throws, and that's it. How many jersey pulls have we seen in the game of basketball in human time, and how many of those are being considered fouls? That's ridiculous. I cannot believe they called that a foul, but luckily we were able to force a miss. It would have been an incredible three if he did make it, and it would have made it incredibly interesting down the stretch. Johnson, cold-blooded, makes the first free throw to get it back out to 5. No timeout for the Bucks. They're going to have to do something pretty on the fly. Second free throw for Cam. He makes, and they're going to look to get this to Middleton, and we're just going to need to run him off the three-point line, really. And he lost the ball. Cam Johnson with the active hands. And that's going to wrap it up. Middleton didn't even get a shot away. And the Nets, well, are they going to foul or no? Johnson needs to get it past half court. And that is going to do it. Clowney will not shoot the basketball. And the Nets are going to win by 6. That is look, not good for the tank by any means, but good for the fact that this is a character-building win. We score 35 points in the fourth quarter, and we had some really, really good fourth quarter performances in there. We hold the Bucks to 46 second half points. The Nets were down by 7 at three-quarter time. They did well to stabilize. Oh, sorry, it was 6. And then they flipped the script in the fourth and outscored the Bucks by 12, and won the game 111-105. That is, I mean, there were some incredible... Whoa. There were some incredible... Hang on. What's going on here? There was some incredible performances in that fight back. Namely, let's go to the box score and do the debrief. Fucking hell, this is a result I didn't see coming. Cam Johnson with another 29-point game. 5 rebounds, 3 assists on only 13 shots. I mean, he had the 6 turnovers, but we overcame that. Our starters were all in the plus or dead even. Or in the plus. Ben Simmons a team high plus 16. That's huge. When he was on the court, this team looked a lot better offensively. Keon Johnson hit some big buckets in the second half after basically being a nobody for the first half. Noah Clowney with the 20, like one of the most ridiculous threes you'll ever see in the fourth quarter, which had us up by 3. And that, from that point, was the moment we didn't look back. And then Cam Johnson leading the way. But Claxton was good in the first half. He scored 13 total as well. And Shake Milton with 14 points. 14 of the first 16 in the fourth quarter. To get us right back into the contest after we were down by double figures early in the fourth. He ends the game with 20 on 10 shots. And he hit 4 3-pointers. I believe all of them in the fourth quarter. Martin had 5. Wilson had 4. He played 31 minutes in the end. He actually played more than 4 of the 5 starters, which is a bit strange, but he was definitely huge later in the game because he wasn't shooting the ball. He was an off-ball threat. He was getting rebounds. He was getting assists, and he was playing defense. The intangibles won the game today. We end up shooting 39 of 82 overall, 16 of 38 from 3. We ended up making 1 more 3 than Milwaukee after they scored 7 threes in 1 quarter. We had 10 more free throws. We, by the end of the game, were actually able to nearly be dead even for shots, 83-82. And both teams put up 20 turnovers. I mean, either team had an opportunity for more separation. And unfortunately, neither team experienced that. And so it came down to who could hit the big shots. And the Nets got 35 fourth quarter points. As we said, 14 from Shake. Cam Johnson was big in the fourth. Clowney hit a big three. There were contributions everywhere. And Ben Simmons was massive defensively as well. I mean, you look at the number of steals. A lot of dead ball turnovers for Milwaukee. A lot of our knockaways were double tips, and we were able to turn a Milwaukee possession into our ball. But those were massive. For Milwaukee, 21 to Middleton, 20 to Lopez, 18 to Portis. Almost identical to the output that they got against Chicago the other day. But unfortunately, today it wasn't enough. They didn't get enough points on the board in the second half. They didn't nearly shoot the three ball as well as they could going into the second half. I think they were 8 of 18 at halftime. So they end the game, 7 of 20 isn't that bad from three, but the turnovers were probably the biggest thing for them. I mean, Middleton turning it over 7 times, Portis 4 times, Rollins 4 times as well. For the Nets, I mean, Simmons and Johnson turned it over 6 times each. But later in the game, it felt like we were forcing an abundance of turnovers, and you know, we just were more responsible with the basketball in the end. Their starters ended up being all in the negative. All their bench players were actually in the positive. So that's a really interesting dynamic to witness. But I think before we leave, let's just have a quick look at the team stats, which I think would be an interesting breakdown. That's actually only their second loss in 8 games, which is sort of nuts to think. Fast break points 12-9, pretty even. Points in paint, very even, 40-42. And points conceded off turnovers. For once, we actually had a really good output game for points off turnovers. We got bang for our buck for actually conceding, creating those mistakes. 23 Buck turnovers led to 32 net points. And the Bucks got 25 points from our 21 turnovers. Rebounds were basically dead even as well. I think it was the free throws in the end, which were the major difference in this game. Because really, there's not a lot of other areas you can probably split the two teams. The Bucks had 12 steals to 3. 12 steals to 8, and they had 3 blocks to 1. So that sort of is, you know, referring a little bit more to what I said about the fact that we were getting a lot of turnovers, turnover creation, but a lot of those were dead ball turnovers, which makes it all the more impressive because usually we're pretty dog shit in the half court, but we found a way today, which is sort of crazy to think. We actually... Do we play the Bucks again, or is that it? We've got one more game against them in next week. We play them again next week, and that'll be the final game. But we can't lose the season series. So that's sort of crazy to think, actually. We need to trade Cam Johnson. He's really good, isn't he? So I want good return for him if we're going to get rid of him. He's on a 3-year deal. He's still got 2 or 3 years on his deal. So you're going to have to pay up if you want him. Do you think if Cam Thomas plays tomorrow, we can win? I don't think he's playing tomorrow. If he was playing tomorrow, I think he would be doubtful on the injury report going into this game. How is Ben a team high plus 16 when he had 6 turnovers and only 8 points? The 9 assists really help. The team looks more fluent with him out there. We play with more pace. And defensively, we looked better with him out there. I mean, when we had the starters on the floor, we were good. We had them covered. Or we were dead even. The game changed when the bench unit, who had been cooked in the first half, they were a complete liability in the first half. When they actually were a net positive in the back end of the third quarter and into the fourth, and they kept that game within touching distance, that's when the game changed, because that was the only real advantage the Bucks had. in the first half, and that's probably where the separation came. It's sort of crazy. I said at halftime how we were down by only single figures because we played an awful first half. But the second half was definitely something to be proud of, and I think the playing group will definitely draw upon that for future games. Whether we win or lose, it's definitely good for the team to win a game every so often. I mean, it's probably going to hurt our draft position, but that being said, it's you want the team to be up and about. So I'm going to wrap it up here. My voice is actually gone. It hasn't happened too many times this year where my voice is like gotten super shrill and super loud, and I've gotten properly G'd up. I feel like that was reserved for the KD years, but this was definitely a bit of a throwback, or definitely gave me a bit of nostalgia the way I was behaving with this sort of game. But there were so many difficult shots that were being made in the fourth. So, look, I mean, what is sport if you're not getting excited? So, I'm really happy with that. Like, I'm happy with the comeback. That's what I'm happy with. Maybe the result, a bit of a different story, but that being said, sometimes you got to win. And I don't think, like, Geordie, in order to get his message across to the playing group and for them to buy in, there's going to be games where we win like this. There's going to be games where this happens. So, look, definitely couldn't chalk that one up as a win, or definitely couldn't go into the game chalking that up as a win, but it ends up being a W. It is win number 12 on the season. And yeah, that's probably going to do it, I think. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to drop a like on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. We're back here tomorrow to do it all over again. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But until then, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the highs of this win. And yeah, we'll catch you in a bit. See ya.